Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. So when one of your longtime community members who's a butcher sends you an article like this, and he himself is paying extremely high wholesale prices just to get meat products into his butcher shop, then you pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. And reading this article has taught me, and I believe it, that meat prices have not stopped going up and that they've only got one way to go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is to the stratosphere. Because meat, as I've stated in the past with food, will become unavailable to people. Not because of scarcity, but because of price. There will be a meat shortage in the future of a lot of people. And I'm sure that there is a meat shortage in the present of a lot of people now, because they cannot afford the 40% increase that we have experienced just in the last few months. And here it says grilling could soon get more expensive. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and change that word grilling to eating could soon get more expensive. More expensive than what it is now. Tyson Foods, the world's second largest meat processor, has already hiked prices as much as 40%. And says there's more on the way. When I get my freeze dryer, I am going to be working that machine 24/7 with one objective in mind: to try to get as much meat protein put away as I possibly can within the next year. And although prices are continually going to rise, ladies and gentlemen, I feel that it is important that we get these meat products, if you're a meat eater, that is, now, so that we can put them away, because I don't see prices coming back down. Within the food industry, meat prices have been especially hard hit. Tyson Foods is hiking up its meat prices for retailers thanks to an unprecedented rise in costs. The world's second largest meat processor raised pork prices by 39% over the last 3 months. Ladies and gentlemen, 39% over the last 3 months. That is amazing. And further hikes are coming. And they say costs are hitting us faster than we can get the pricing at this point. And I covered this in a video that I did a few days back, where major food companies can't even keep up with hiking up prices in comparison to how much it is costing them to produce those goods. And they say that they will continue to raise prices. In its third quarter, which runs to July 3rd, Tyson Foods hiked up its average price for pork by 39%, and beef by 12%, and chicken by 16%. And ladies and gentlemen, I believe that the reason that the price of beef is not equal to or higher than the price of pork, than the inflation in the price of pork, is because not too long ago, I reported this a few months back, if not just a couple of months back, that ranchers were having to actually cull their herds and sell off their beef cattle because they could not afford to either water them or feed them, because they just didn't have the water for them because they were cut off, or because the feed had become so expensive that they just could not afford it and they could not make a profit on the cattle with the cost of feed. It says here that costs are hitting us faster than we can get pricing at this point, and we will continue to price to match the nature of the costs that are coming to us. Meaning, ladies and gentlemen, as I've always stated, I've always made this statement about taxes, that when these large corporations get taxed, it's not they that get taxed, it's us, because they will pass their costs on to us. So now that their costs just for the raw product before they package it is increasing, our cost will increase as well. And companies including Procter & Gamble, General Mills, Coca-Cola have also announced price hikes to offset rising costs, triggering higher prices at both stores and restaurants. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this may not seem like a lot. Well, this is only 3 companies, Procter & Gamble, General Mills, and Coca-Cola. But what you have to understand is that these three mega companies or mega corporations control a very large percentage of those foods and products that we use on an everyday basis. And here Tyson is saying that labor shortage, supply chain chaos, and price hikes across the US is no different for meat products, ladies and gentlemen. Just like anything else, whenever there is a shortage in the supply line that gets from point A to the manufacturer or producer, they are going to have to absorb those costs, which they will then pass on to you. They said that they were forced to raise prices in the quarter because of rising costs of animal feed, just like I was talking about the beef. The beef ranchers had to call their herds and or sell off their cattle because they couldn't afford to feed them anymore. They also have price increases in packaging. Remember we talked about the shortage in plastics because we were having a crisis with oil? Well, that has to do with packaging. So they're having to pay more for packaging and with freight. The company is also spending on this health crisis expense and on higher wages during the labor shortage. Think about it. The government regulations that they passed during this health crisis is what has caused the shortages in labor, the shortages in goods, and now we end up paying more for it. And the government regulations and laws that have been passed to increase the supply of money within the economy is making these things more expensive as well. I've explained before that the more currency that there is in an economy, the more that things will cost. Because when you are producing more money than you are producing goods, then those goods are going to cost more money. Tyson said that labor is their biggest issue, and although they are spending more efficient than they have been historically, essentially it takes them 6 days to get 5 days worth of work. They said that they had increased wages, created flexible shifts, and added childcare facilities on site to attract more workers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, everything you're listening to here is a factor that helps to increase the price of what you're paying at the shelf. All of these expenses they're going through, we are paying at the shelf. So don't think that prices are going to be coming down anytime soon. They're going to continue to go up. Continue to prepare, ladies and gentlemen. If you find that in your personal life you're having a stroke of luck or maybe a respite from all the chaos that's been going on in the last year and a half, then take advantage of that by preparing more. Tyson added that the company was investing more in automation and technology to eliminate more difficult, hard-to-fill tasks and shift available workers to more valuable added activities. Pretty much, they're going with robots instead of humans. Tyson announced last week that it was mandating the vitamin shot to its entire workforce by November 1st. It said that nearly half of all staff had already had their vitamin shot, and we'll have to see how that works, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be very interesting how this plays out through the court system, because I'm sure that there are going to be lawsuits and things like that. Tyson also said that in its earnings release that there had been strong global demand for meat, which allowed it to sustain the higher prices. The company said that its third quarter sales were up nearly 25% year over year to $12.5 billion, and its net income increased 43% to $753 million. Now, what this says here, ladies and gentlemen, is that Tyson is a for-profit company, and that even though prices are going up and they're extending those price hikes over to us, that what really matters to them is the bottom line. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a good day. I hope you got something out of this. If anything, a little encouragement to continue to prep, continue to fill that freezer, continue to use your freeze dryer if you have one, continue to pressure can your meats and put them away for a rainy day, because the rain is coming. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. I'm Alaska Prepper. I am out.